Well, those that don't know, I get to serve as your treasurer. I'm privileged to do that. I am the oldest guy in the room when we're doing this. I am older than our Gil, so he's just had a harder life. That's why I look so much younger, right? But one of the things Pastor asked me to talk about was trusting the Lord, and he had hit upon it like last week in Sunday school because I jotted it down, and that was the Israelites going over the River Jordan in Joshua. In Joshua, when Moses died, those that failed the testimony of Caleb and Joshua, they didn't get to go. But Caleb and Joshua, they're going to cross the River Jordan and take the Israelites. And they said, the River Jordan was overflowing with water. And they said, step into the water. And those priests were carrying the ark. And they had to take that faith, right? And step. And it says in Joshua chapter 3, it says they stepped on a dry land. And they all crossed. And so that we're at this point where we have to take this trust. Personally, I've always been in church. My first memory of church is in a little Methodist church in Gaines. If anybody knows where that is, it's probably the same church today. But there's lots of churches like that. I went to Europe. There's churches everywhere, but they're the same church for hundreds of years. They don't grow. That's never been a part of my DNA, and that's why I'm here. I want to be a part of a church that's growing, that's doing things. And so when I was young, my parents, Lord burdened them, and they went to a Baptist church in Grand Blanc. And that church, through faith, was building a 1,000-seat auditorium at the time. So we went from this little church to this 1,000-seat auditorium, and they were nickel and diming, Brother Todd. They were building it on their own. They had a contractor just like you. I remember, for all you young people, there was no air conditioning in the auditorium. At that point in the 70s, we were raising money, I remember, for $50,000 to get the air conditioning. So we piecemealing that together to meet into it. And then at one point in the 70s, we had a youth rally, and there were 1,200 people in that church. So I can say that was a victory in that church. Move ahead 25 years ago, I served on the building committee at Cornerstone Baptist Church in Swartz Creek. A lot of you were from there, know that. So we faced a similar thing as we're facing today. We were busting at the seams. We didn't have room for classrooms. We needed to expand the auditorium. So we took on a project that was $1.1 million. We financed $900,000. Most of you have probably been in that gym, used those facilities, but that was paid off within 10 years. So I have seen it done, and I know God can do it, and I know He'll bless it. When I was young, we had in that church in Grand Blanc, we had a yearly Sunday school campaign, and it was, I Want That Mountain. So this is apropos to what Pastor is doing with Mount Everest, and we'd sing a song every Sunday morning. It was, I want that mountain where the milk and honey flow, where the grapes of Esau grow. I want that mountain, the mountain the Lord has given me. So I'll leave you with this verse, Psalm 34:8. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth Him. So let's trust Him as we go forward.